Welcome back, everybody, to your stimulus update for today. We're going to try and keep this one short, sweet, and simple, and I do have some good news for you. But before I give you the good news, I got to give you the bad news. Once again, welcome back to your stimulus update for today, Sunday, September 13th. There is some good news to be had. I'm going to share that with you momentarily, but the bad news is simply this. We're still at the same place. No major changes are occurring. The negotiations are still at a stalemate. Nancy Pelosi is not budging. Steven Mnuchin and the White House team are not budging. We had that failed Republican stimulus bill that we always told you, don't look at it. It's just a ploy. It failed. So there's really no major movement. And with that said, what could the good news be? The good news is this. There is more and more pressure every single day for a deal to be done. Meaning, it's not like people aren't talking about this anymore. It's not like they just said, you know what, it's never going to happen. Let's stop even thinking it's going to happen. That is simply not the case. We have pressure coming from multiple different locations. And I'm talking about both sides of the aisle to get a deal done. We still have Democrats in the numbers of the hundreds who are writing letters to Nancy Pelosi telling her, please get a deal done. You need to compromise more. We need to get money to the American people. And on the other end, we have people on the Republican side who are doing the same thing. If you look at the Hill, you would have saw this report that Stephen Moore, who is in fact an economist and economic advisor to Trump, is calling for a deal to get done. Now, of course, his bias is on the side that Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer need to get the deal done. They need to come down to the $1.3 trillion. But you do see it on the Republican end as well as the Democrat end. Both sides want something to happen. The stalemate is singularly occurring with Steven Mnuchin and Nancy Pelosi. We also saw this. If you read the Wall Street Journal, they're running with this story that federal officials are putting major pressure on the White House and the House negotiating teams, Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer, to get a deal done. This is specifically coming from central bankers who are noting the contractions in the GDP of the American economy. This is something that they knew was going to be a problem back in May and June. When you have that kind of contraction, you need stimulus funding into these central banks in order to keep them solvent and stable. Without that additional stimulus, you can end up with some major economic problems and some slowdowns. So we have the feds putting major pressure on, central bank putting pressure on. Donald Trump is saying he wants to get a deal done. Steven Mnuchin is still coming out, and it seems like he's doing this on a daily basis, saying that $1.3 trillion, we can pass that tomorrow. If we just get together, and Nancy Pelosi said, yeah, let's do this, 1.3 is done. We're sending out stimulus checks. We're getting the PPP rolling. We're getting unemployment going. We could do this tomorrow if you want to do it, but it's simply not happening. So the good news is this. The pressure is on, and it's coming from every single side. I know a lot of you are losing heart. You're losing hope. You're saying it can't happen. Vin, just tell the truth. It can't happen. But I'm going to be honest with you. People are continuing to talk about this and want this to get done. And if they're wanting this to get done at the highest levels, I need to share that with you, and so I am. And then there still is this idea that Donald Trump could possibly write an executive order. I know, I've seen the comments. There are people who think he can't do it. They're even citing his own words, like apparently I can't do it. But here's the thing. If there really is $300 billion somewhere that's tied to the CARES Act, under the declaration of the economic national emergency, there really is no constitutional reason why he couldn't shift funding from one economic issue to another. I mean, look at what he did with Disaster Relief Fund. He signed an executive order and shifted that into the unemployment boost. So to take money, if there really is $300 billion, and write an executive order and shift it to stimulus payments, as long as he's not taking money from the Treasury, maybe it's unconstitutional, but it might be worth a shot. And at worst, the worst thing that's going to happen if he tried to do it is that he's going to get an appeal by the Democrats in the legislative body. Now, is it possible that they'll find it to be unconstitutional? Yeah, it's a possibility, but he might take that shot. Now, I'm not saying he should do it. I am definitely a limited power guy when it comes to our government. I do not like our presidents haphazardly writing executive orders. I wouldn't want presidents I agree with doing it, and I wouldn't want presidents I disagree with doing it. So I would almost like to err on the side of limiting the power of the president, but you never know. Like I said, Donald Trump is a wild card. There might be a day that'll come where he'll say, you know what, I'm writing the executive order. I don't don't care what everyone says. We're going to see what happens. So pressure on Steven Mnuchin and Nancy Pelosi from all over the place to get a deal done. We still got the wild card in Donald Trump. We have the election coming up. There is some good news to be had from this, and we are hoping and praying that they can get something done to give more aid to the American people. Also, remember, if you're not subscribed to the channel, like the video, by the way. If you haven't, push that like button. I just realized I watch a ton of different videos of people I love, and I never push the like button. And so I've been trying to do that more often myself, and I'd love you guys if you could push the like button more too. It would just help get us out there, and there is a YouTube algorithm that definitely likes when that button is pushed. Also, if you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing. I'm going to be following the debates between Joe Biden and President Donald Trump. They are coming up very soon. I'm telling you, you're not going to want to miss on this. It is going to be something really interesting, especially if you don't want to sit there and watch it for the 2 hours. You just want the highlights. Consider subscribing to the channel. Those episodes are going to be coming out soon. And once again, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode to give you a little bit of hope that there is still that chance out there. There really is. I'm not going to overhype it. I'm not going to give you false stuff, but I'm going to tell you the truth, and the truth is there is still a good chance. There really is. As always, I will catch you guys next time.